All right, guys, welcome back to Commission Reviews. Hit that like button and subscribe. Have you joined the membership yet? What are you guys waiting for? All right, guys. Also, super thanks, super chats. Hit that Cash App. Oh, yes, I said it again. Why not advertise myself? I am a business. I am that brand. Support content creators. We need the love, baby. With that being said, get your drink poured or whatever you got to do because you know we're going to throw shade and a whole lot of laughs is going to happen. Talk to you later. Bye.
You don't want no problems, you just talk like you do. Let me show you that you don't want no problems.
Let me add myself. My bad. How
You
you
good?
doing? I'm just talking. I'm like, oh, where am I at? Oh my God. Let's get it started. First of all, thank you for my platform. I do appreciate it. For starters, I want to talk about how did you get involved with the show in the first place? What in the world made you? Because the fact of the matter is, we're out here dating and stuff like that. You know, I know it's hard. I live in Dallas. It's the struggle is real out here.
Right.
Um, so you're an attractive man. I ask everyone that's going to dating shows, all the reality shows, especially if it's a person of color who's handsome and black excellence. What made you get on here? Did it reach out to you, or you just was fed up with dating? What happened?
So, getting ready to retire from the military, and I had been single for a while. I mean, 2018. And I was just having a conversation with my cousin, and she was like, "Hey, you remember such and such? She got a good friend that's a casting director. She's like, you
Okay.
remember such and such? Hey, she sent me a link for a show. I think you should try out." So I was like, I don't know. She say, "What can you lose? You single, you look good, like, come on."
Right.
So, I said, so why not? I'm gonna live for it. So I sent in my application, and man, when I tell you, they hit me back like 2 days later, was like, "Hey, can you do an interview?"
Oh
So I
wow.
could do an interview, and it went from there.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Interesting. So it went pretty quickly. Okay, so once you got in, the ball started rolling. Was you like nervous or scared? Because this show is actually, I do reality TV and dating shows a lot, and this to me is a mixture of different shows. Whether we Love Island, Ready to Love, and of course we're package behind it, which he does. He created Ready to Love. So I thought the dynamic, the concept of the show is really good and it's different. So for you going in, what what in the world did you know about the show? Anything?
Listen, they didn't tell us anything as far as how the format was gonna go. Um, they just said, it's gonna be a dating show. You're gonna, date some celebrity women, and if you're looking for love, it's a show for you. So, for me, I wasn't scared. Anybody knows me knows I'm super confident. I get it, mistaken for arrogance all the time, but it is
Mhm.
what it is. So for me, it was just another day to go out and just be myself. And for anybody who knows me, who watches the show, that's the feedback I've been getting. Hey, you really were yourself, and I'm like, yeah,
Right.
minus some of the things they cut out. So, it is what it is. But no, I definitely wasn't scared.
So speaking of being yourself on the show, it feel like a lot of personalities were brought out through different, of course, editing, obviously reality TV,
Right.
and with the people that they were showing. For you and a couple other guys, I feel like would they not give you guys enough shine on the TV? Where they only showing? I'm just being completely honest, and this happens on reality TV, where you show only certain people a lot more. Like maybe you're showing him 20%, but showing XYZ the most 80-90%. Do you think that you did not get that moment where we could see more of you? Because when you get those small moments, you put that narrative together, and it's normally not completely true. There's more facets to you than that, but we only such a small version of yourself. It's like,
Right.
was he serious? Was he really wanted to be there? Because for a while I was like, okay, does he want to be there? And then I was just trying to figure out what was going on. Can you explain anything like that? Then before you go, there's one scene where you was sitting by, I can't think of his name, and y'all was talking to Tamar. I think you said, well, she was talking to me, she was talking to you. I died.
Listen, that's in the beginning, man. That's really my natural personality.
I died.
I look at situations and I see what it is and I analyze. So hey, he did it to himself. Shout out to the guy ATL Kells. That's how he really is, and he's a really humble guy. He believes in
Right.
himself. So I'm not taking that away, but being
Gotcha.
able to read a room and understand the situation that you're in, especially with the type of personality that was sitting in front of him, I was like, brother, ooh, you shooting
Right.
yourself in the foot. So
Trying to drag, trying
that's
to
what
drag.
that was. But as far as how I was portrayed on the show,
Mhm.
I'll say they gave me the timing that matters. Now, due to editing, they cut a lot of stuff out. And the way that I moved in the show, and I picked up on when you said, did I want to be there or not? In the beginning, and let me be clear, I
Okay.
always wanted to be there. However, the way that I moved, once I saw, or let me not say saw, once that I seen that the way that they move with certain of the other guys, I took note of that. And there are some things that just became apparent to me with, you know, I don't want to use the word treatment, but the way that they guided, certain scenes and the way that they guided certain conversations, and they put, if you put oil and water next to each other, they're going to separate. It's not by coincidence that if you look at the show, and I give an example. If you look at me and you look at JR, we're always opposite each other. He has on white, I have on black. He has on blue, I have on red.
Mm.
I just didn't think that was by coincidence. So my mind said, that's done for a reason.
Interesting.
Now you add in everything else, and on the hindsight, it started to make sense to me. So, them not putting me in certain positions on the show, I think it made for, the way that the show and the outcome was supposed to happen.
Okay. Okay. I like that I did. I mean, I like that response because you pretty much answer everything, but you're still doing it very smart. I caught that too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I've been in the game for such a long time. I don't push. It's okay.
Oh yeah.
So with that being said, um, this show, is it real to you? And I say that to everybody who does any reality show I ask them about. I ask everyone the same question: was this show genuine?
I will say, I will say the people are genuine.
Mm.
That and don't get me wrong, or I don't want to be misquoted. Nobody in there was fake. However, um, there are certain things that certain people needed to, I guess, get out in front of the camera, and that's not a bad thing, you know. And I'll give you an example. I love my guy Gatsby. That's him all day long.
Okay.
But it's important to him that his brand and his authenticity shows in every facet. And that's what I mean, in the light of people had things to get out. But it was very authentic, the things that were said, the people that was there, you know, they really came into it with, the mindset of, I'm truly trying to find somebody. And the way that it played out, you know, I think you can give it, a check of approval and say, yeah, I saw this in the beginning because, I saw it in the beginning, especially being there with, the people. And, we talk about Evelyn and Levon, like, you just had to be there to witness it, to see how it happens. And I think it played out the way it was going to be. Shout out to the guy Levon, man. He's one of the realest people I know. Ev is the same way. She didn't hold no punches and she just kept it real. Nivea, Oh my God, love her. She her authentic self. The whole show. You know, I'll speak on that a little bit later if you find that question right.
As far as Nivea, who is very, very genuine, who I thought she was very genuine. Why didn't you? What happened with y'all?
Um, so in the beginning, um, I'll say we got we received some guidance on uh how to maneuver, with the ladies. And it was pretty much up to us how we wanted to take the guidance given to us and utilize it to our advantage. And I'll tell anybody, I've always liked Tamar, and I look at TV and I say, yeah, this is TV, this is entertainment. There's a different side to this person. And once you get to a point where you start to learn the person, outside of the stage name, outside of what you see on social media, then you can get a true feel for what they really are, how they really move. Um, in reference to Nivea, I've always liked Nivea, but she gives me something that is very easygoing. She's a person that I know per se, um, and experience wise, like, hey, I can kick it with you, I can talk with you, you're being very open. On the light on the other side, what I thought would happen between me and Tamar, it just didn't transpire the way that I had it planned out in my mind, and I'm okay with that. You
Okay.
know, so but specifically with Nivea, it could have went a different way. But to keep the quality for myself, you know, I chose to move in a different direction. But don't get it wrong.
But the natural chemistry. That's why I was asking about the
Oh, the
relationship.
natural me and Nivea have a natural chemistry.
This is what I'm
She
saying.
knows that, and there's part of the show that wasn't shown, um, that shows that in a different light. You know, not necessarily us doing anything, but you can you can see me how I react different to a different personality, and I can say Nivea definitely has a different personality that puts me at ease. And we actually had some really good conversation between her and I. It was just like, talking to somebody who I had known for 10, 15, 20 years. So, yeah, shout out
Okay.
to Nivea.
Wow. So why not pursue anything after the show was over? After if she didn't pick anybody, she's obviously well, I don't know about now, but at the time of the show ending, she was single.
So I'll tell you, I still haven't finished the show. Um, I watched all the way until I was eliminated. And then I got sidetracked with stuff that I have going on. I'm gonna go back and finish it, but it was just a surprise to me that she didn't choose anybody. So I'm yet to have the answer on that part. On the back end, they didn't give me an opportunity to really, once you get eliminated, it's very much, hey, it's time to roll. So I didn't have an opportunity to really go and connect with them on a personal level outside of the show. When I left, I left. They had a job to do as far as, production and the network, and the show had to go on. So, it's like they say, when you get fired, you don't go back up to the job to talk with your boss. You
Right.
fired. So you gotta
Right.
go.
Right. Exactly. Hmm.
Yeah.
So I asked that because it seemed like if the show was over, I know you said you hadn't finished it, would there be opportunity? Because even with the show Ready to Love, the couple that's engaged right now that everyone's talking about from the show, actually got together once the show was over. They both left the show single. And I've heard that happen from other shows as well, where they don't find anybody in the show, but after the show they find somebody that you didn't expect, didn't know they had any kind of chemistry. And to me, if y'all had an organic chemistry, not to push it, but why would you not want to pursue it further if you had
Um.
that natural chemistry?
So the chemistry with her, and I'll say this as far as not pursuing it, and I don't know. I would love to sit down and talk with Nivea about, you know, what really happened, about some things that transpired. But there was a point in the show that's not shown where, she and I had an instance, and it made me question. It just made me question, uh, what was relative to what was going on, and I had to look back and go, wait a minute, is it you or the show? I don't really have an answer to that, but for that, you know, with that being unanswered, I just have to call her sis, support her from far. And then on the other part, not I'm not I'm not intimidated by anybody, but I look at I look at the people that she chose. I look at the people that were on her team, and I know that personality wise, looks wise, I'm a glaring difference. So without having the knowledge to actually sit down and talk with her, in depth, I don't know if I'm truly her type. So with that, you know, I heed to the left and just, I don't know if going back to try to open that Pandora's box is what it's going to be, especially after watching the show. That just puts me in a different mind space about, how it happened and what happened with her in the show. That's an insight. That's hindsight is 2020 right now. So
Right.
I see her, I love her, I give her a hug, I support her anytime, any day. And that's to all the females. But she's always gonna be, rock solid with me as a person. I love her dearly for that. The little talks that we had just, you know, they always mean something, but it's when it's coming from a person that's coming from a genuine space, I can take that and have some love for Nivea on that one.
Okay. Okay. That's what's up. I would say if the opportunity was to ever happen, I would hope that we'll at least have a conversation because I feel like there's some things that just has never been
Oh,
completely
definitely.
closed up. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh, definitely.
okay, so from the show and dating on the show, were there things that happened during the show that you thought was like this? What is this that you questioned? Like nothing crazy, but like I would that's something that you would say I would not normally do this in my dating life. I guess something like that. This is unconventional dating as it is.
Um, I will say this about dating on the show. I'm very much a personable person. I like to get in tune. I like to truly know about a person, what makes them tick. Um, I use the word Hollywood. I'm none of that. I'm as real as gonna be when it comes to people. So, you know, I can tell when a person's not keeping it genuine about how the way they move with
Mm,
their own feelings. People put up a wall all the time. So in the format of the show, I think the show was done great. I really give a shout out to Peacock and their team, for the way that they did it because they kept it classy. But um some of the matchups, some of the way that the dating happens, um, usually when you go on a date, you don't get the opportunity to see the I say the opposition. You don't get a chance to see the competition.
wow.
So that part right there is strategic. Like you say, you see somebody else bring some flowers, you go, hmm. You see somebody else pull out a diamond necklace, you go, hmm. What is this about? Now, to each his own in each person, but I don't know if it's just because it's the entertainment business, but to me, none of that matters when you're truly trying to find a person. You could lose all that tomorrow. So playing up on that, making that a factor is something that I would never do in my dating life because I don't care what the other guys do. It's just me and the person that I'm dealing with. So for them to have to go consider, the next person, that's a part that probably made me a little uneasy. But at the end of the day, it's part of being on the show and is what I signed up for. So I knew it was gonna happen, but nah, I make moves in a way that's not meant for the eye. Trust me, and I say this wholeheartedly. You know, had I chose to, um, I could have chose to continue along a different path and thought process that no doubt in my mind would have allowed me to continue on the show, continue to show myself in a different light. I just chose to not go that way. And
Can I ask what you meant by that? Do you mean if you're more aggressive
it,
compared to
it's
the other gentlemen?
it's not about more aggressive.
Okay.
I can play my game, and I know what my game is. I'm tight and I'm solid with the way that I move.
Period.
My game wasn't fit for the narrative. My
Mm.
game was not fit for, the plot, whatever you want to call it. Therefore, I can understand. Because if you look on the show, the way that I end it, is you see me and Tamar, she gets up and there's unfinished conversation. There's unfinished conversation. There's a part that's left unsaid. And I'm from couch to out the door. I chose not to say nothing at the end, unlike, most of the guys when they were eliminated, they said a piece, they said something. I simply said, thank you, and thank you.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's how I move. So that was planned, it was strategic, and it was meant to be that way because, you know, some people might want to plead their case.
Mm.
The one thing that I'm not gonna do is sully my name or my reputation or the reputation of the other three females, regardless of what I know, what I saw, what I experienced. That's not for TV. And believe me, I know one thing: you need some action and some activity to keep going. And I just didn't give it that. So
Mm. Okay.
that's
I
that's how I move.
I respect that.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
do you think that some of the gentlemen that were there were there for um I say exposure maybe. I don't want to say they're trying to get clout chasing, however you want to put it.
Right.
And compared to actually genuinely, I'm trying to see where this goes. This may be maybe my wife or future, whatever.
So um the I had, and when I say this is just not because we on the interview. I have nothing bad to say about the guys because
Okay.
I didn't experience anything negative. We sat down and we had can I curse? Oh no, I ain't gonna curse.
Well,
I ain't gonna curse. Nope, I ain't gonna curse. I'm gonna keep it professional. When we sat down, we had real conversations. I mean, legit, brother to brother. It was never about, what you doing versus what I'm gonna do. It was nothing but positivity. So my true feeling is that every guy came into the show with really let me put myself out there and see how it's gonna go. Now, after a couple of dates, you know, things started to change, but that's with them personal. That's with them and their personal, views on how they move with regard to the females. But
yes.
it still was, oh yeah, I'm trying to find somebody. I'm trying to have clarity. I'm trying just as hard as you're trying to ensure that this is real between the both of us. And whether it be the females or the guys who figured it out first, how they moved on from that was, that's just a move of something that they did on their own. But every single guy, and I'll say this, every single guy that I was on the show with, because I came in with 6 other guys, 10 guys were already there. It was a few that got eliminated before I even got there. So the OG guys that I met, plus the 6 that I came in with, everybody was genuinely trying to, hey, let me see who these women are and what they're about, and if this is really my queen. So, yeah, it was real.
Okay. And I love it because that's the consensus I've been hearing. It's just a question that I ask because it's reality TV. People have kind of lost faith in reality TV in the beginning. It was a lot of this is genuine. I know this is real, and now people kind of question it because a lot of different shows and experiences that has happened.
Right.
So I kind of put it in my questions when I interview anybody from any reality TV show. So please don't take it. I hope I don't take it to
Nah,
heart. I think I've asked a few people that, so I don't want to. But anyway, okay. So
yep.
for you now, are you single?
This is what I tell people. What I'm doing in my personal life is not for social media, not for any of that. And I say that, and I'll tell you why. You know, people will come at you. And I was talking to my other homeboy about somebody jumping in your DMs and talking crazy. Screenshots are real. Screen recordings are real. Um, and they'll come back. They'll come back in a way that you never expected. So it's to be determined. If you out there, shoot your shot. See what you got. But you know, that's for whoever's out there to find out on their own level. I have no blast blanket statements, single or not. Hey, I could be, maybe I'm not. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So you got to figure that out for yourself.
Wow.
Exactly.
You're doing a lot.
Hey, I'm just saying that's
I'm
the
just
truth,
saying too, baby. You do it because I'm saying, okay, well, I'll say this, and anyone would say this. You
right?
you want to keep it to your chest, which that's your own personal right, of course. But you were on a dating show where all that was out there. So why different now?
If you look at the show, and I'll tell you why it's different for me. Um, I have a legitimate concern about you know these fans out there, not my fans, particularly fans of the show, being with the interest in the person that I had while I was on the show. So until I have a good grasp on that, because if you look right now, if you on social media, you see that person is that person is viral. They're popular right now. So I don't want to, get entangled in any of that. Not that I'm sure it'll happen, but I'm not going to be the person to, decide my life on that. Um, I've heard some things and I'm just like, nah, I'll keep it pushing on my end. So,
I like
yeah,
that. And I actually get where you're coming from. You know, I'm a blogger. Trust me, I've been dealing with intent bending for years, and that's why I keep my personal completely like they don't know nothing.
right.
Purposely do that, like Comedian Reviews. That's it. Google my name, Comedian Reviews, and all my whatever. Nothing else because I purposely do that. So I feel you on that. I feel you. So would you be out to TV again after? Is this
Oh,
your first reality TV show? First, I want to
oh,
ask you that.
it was.
Wait a minute. Did we both freeze? Oh, wait. I'm trying to see. Let me test something.
You don't want no problems, you just talk like you do. Let me show you that you don't want
That is everything. You don't, man, don't even come for me. That's my, oh, Lord. I think my boy is frozen. Yep. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and end this live. Thank you guys for stopping through. I got another interview, hopefully coming up really soon. Until then, let me close the door and I will see y'all next time.